What's up, guys? We're back again to break down the 5 best players in the world's most trusted decks. At the end of the season, with all of their pride and hard work for the past month on the line, they chose these 5 decks to earn their spot in the top 5 in the world. If the best players in the world are using these decks to close out the season, there had to be a reason. So let's break down the decks, see why they're so strong, and assert dominance. And huge thanks to everyone that's using creator code SirTag, supporting the channel, and making all these daily videos possible. Welcome climb to number 5 in the world with this Hound balloon deck. It doesn't even have a single champion. So many pro players are complaining about not having champions in their deck, and Welcome's just like, hey, I don't need them anyway. So if you're looking for the best Hound balloon deck, this is definitely it. But before we jump into the action, you guys are noticing that my cards aren't even leveled up. So you know what? Hound, you're gonna get a little bit more love, a little bit more appreciation. I haven't even played you for a year. How does it feel to be level 14? And the minions are sitting at level 13. We cannot have that either. So we're just gonna go and spend all of our gold. So let's go jump right into the action and play Hound for the first time in a year. We got a game against Fire Dragon. We're gonna show him what his name is made of. He's kind of calling for the Inferno Dragon. He's whispering for it right now. And I'm gonna give him the sweet serenation of the Inferno D. You know what? I don't like this at all. I am not a huge fan of what just happened here. So what I'm planning on is having the Inferno Dragon lock onto the Mega Knight and then going in for a balloon and then hopefully all-inning this guy. I wonder how well this is going to be for me. I wonder if it's going to be successful or if I'm going to be a potato. But this is how I feel Hound is played, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, it's going to be a level 16 Firecracker. That is definitely not what I want to see, my dudes. If I hadn't all-in, I don't think I would have been able to defend fully, so that's why I decided to do that. Always going to be a dynamic game. If you're playing Golem or Hound, a lot of times you can defend with guards or Tombstone, but if your opponent's just going to dedicate all 10 of their elixir on the other side, it's going to be almost impossible to defend then. If they've got a Hog Rider or Wall Breakers, super easy defense with the Tombstone, but not necessarily in this situation. If I go for minions on the other side, I don't like the fact that I don't have anything for the Firecracker. I think that is probably the worst card for us to play against. We don't have arrows, and if I Fireball, it's going to be a negative elixir trade. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm expecting him to go for minions, so then I can Fireball on top of the minions and then make sure that the Mega Knight dies. That worked out really well. Look at the Fire Dragon popping off against his friend. I'm here for it. Okay, if I can win this game, we will definitely show you guys that this deck is dominant, but it's not an easy deck to play by any stretch of the imagination. If you get matchups like this, yeah, you're going to struggle in a lot of situations. I think we just eat this because it's not going to be as much damage as this guy is hoping for, and I can go in for a Hound on the right-hand side. If he's got minions, we can definitely kill those every single time with our own minions. And the Firecracker is the only difficulty here, which he then drops again. All right, maybe we can space out our stuff so then he doesn't have the Firecracker shot on top of the balloon. So I'm going to wait for that to go a little bit further. Then I go in for our balloon here, and then I go in for guards and maybe minions. So if I can kill his minions with my own minions, that would definitely be a vibe. Oh, he's got arrows. No freaking way. This guy literally has arrows too. No. Please let me get a balloon shot. No, 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 no. This is not good. I cannot believe I got bamboozled like that. If he didn't have arrows, I think we would have just won the game, dudes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Tombstone. Does he not have a single real ground win condition? Is it just randomly Mega Knight? I think that might be the thing. I think that's might be what I'm playing against right now. What an abomination of a deck, bro. Okay, so I'm going to go in for a Fireball when you go in for a Firecracker, and then I will be able to kill it, fortunately for us, and I don't think the minions are going to give you any value. Look at the minions just swerving. The minions are just leaving them like class is over. I don't know where those minions went, but they did not help him at all. I should have zapped so I would have got another balloon hit, but it is what it is. I'm not the best balloon Hound player in the entire world. You guys already know that. He's going to go with arrows, so I'm going to go in for minions. I'm going to go for a Hound here. The reason why I'm not going to go for a Hound in the middle is because he could just pull it, right? And that would be really bad for me. The minions are behind the Hound, but their Hound's getting targeted, so that's a vibe. I can balloon here. He has to lightning to finish this off, and I should be able to walk away with a win. I think I played this really well, and this is not necessarily going to be the easiest matchup in the world. If you play against someone that has Firecracker and you don't have arrows and they can stack up a ton of them with Mirror, that definitely looks like a tricky matchup. And the Hound players that are way better than me can always outplay the people that have Wizards and Inferno Towers. I mean, there's a lot of tough matchups for Hound, but if you master it, you can win anything. Pandora opened Pandora's box when he created this new meta Mighty Miner deck. It came in quick at 2.6 cycle, which is not something that you see too often with Goblin Drill. That means that he's able to outcycle all of his opponent's counters like Valkyrie or Dark Prince, and be even more annoying because he has a 3-card quick cycle with the Mighty Miner. So that means all you have to do is cycle Skeletons, Fire Spirit, and Wall Breakers for Elixir if you have a Mighty Miner on the field, and then you're back to another Goblin Drill, which is extremely broken, meaning no other deck can keep up with you. And on top of that, if you're lucky enough to play play against a beatdown deck like Royale Giant, Golem, or Giant, there is no chance they're breaking through Mighty Miner plus Cannon. This is definitely one of the most unique and interesting decks that I've seen from this season, and I cannot wait to play it. But if you don't have Mighty Miner unlocked, or if you don't have it high enough level, there's no way you can play that deck. It relies heavily on the Mighty Miner's bomb to clean up all of the air units. So if you put in a Dark Prince or a Mini P.E.K.K.A, you're not going to have the same result. Instead, I would heavily encourage you to pick up this free-to-play friendly Goblin Drill deck that Teabag finished number 40 in the world with. Without further ado, let's jump right into the action and test out the 2.6 Mighty Miner cycle. Hey, so jumping into this one against Mateo. What's up, dude? First things first, we're going to go for a Fire Spirit. You can never go wrong cycling that thing at the start of the game. For 1 elixir, you're going to bait out more elixir or deal 300 damage. That is disgusting that it works out that well still. Okay, so the Valkyrie cycled in the back, you guys already know. We're going to go out to play with the Goblin Drill and cause an immeasurable amount of dismay. I love dropping Goblin Drill when your opponent doesn't have their Dark Prince or doesn't have their Valkyrie. Also, I wonder if the Mighty Miner is mighty enough to be able to finish off the Valkyrie. Wow. Wow. Are you serious? Level 13 Mighty Miner versus an Ice Wizard and a Valkyrie, and it pops off and finishes off everything. That is ridiculous, guys. That is straight up absurd. I'm not a huge fan of this matchup specifically because I don't have any archers. I don't have anything really besides cannon. The reason why I'm dropping my cannon there is so then it can kill the skeletons as they pop. This is definitely going to be a tough matchup, and there's no two ways about it. It just is what it is. I'm going to go in for a wall breaker split because I might have to start going in the right-hand side, and we'll see if we can force out some extra elixir here or if it's going to be more of a divide and conquer situation where I'm always switching sides on him. Okay, looks like I don't want to do that anymore. Feel very comfortable about our situation, so we'll see if we can continue to get more damage in the left-hand lane. I'm going to go in for a cannon when I need to, and I definitely do need to now. I'm going to pull back that Valkyrie. What? Are you serious? You're going to freeze with an Ice Wizard on my tower? You know, it's not an Inferno Dragon, dude. That's a freaking Ice Wizard. He just likes the freeze energy or something. This guy's a wild child. So I'm going to go in for a Goblin Drill here. I'm going to click the Mighty Miner ability, and I'm going to get a lot of value, I think, so... We're going to click the ability, the Ice Wizard walks, or the Electro Wizard walks into it. Oh my gosh, the Mighty Miner. It's popping off. It's a miracle. He wasn't ready for the juice. He had absolutely no elixir. This man was drier than the Sahara Desert, and he wasn't even able to, you know, get some water by melting his Ice Wizard or melting his freeze. He was just standing there starved, absolutely dehydrated, and down an immeasurable amount of damage. So all I have to do for 50 more seconds is defend, and I think that will be pretty easy to do. I might even be able to use the Mighty Miner defensive bomb on the graveyard skeletons if he starts to stack up a lot of them, so I'm here for it. I think that's probably going to be a good play. I don't think that's bad at all. So first things first, I'm going to log, and then I'm going to click the ability if I really need to. Yeah, I'm going to click the ability now just for the memes. See how well it works? I mean, it didn't really do much. It didn't really do much. It was funny, though. It was for the content. It was for the content, my dudes. All right, so we'll go for a cannon here. I will go in for a fireball on all that stuff that is stacked up, and then I'll go in for a Goblin Drill afterward. Just going to go for a Skeleton Surround, get those goblins up close and personal. There are so many different ways of defending Graveyard. They're not necessarily good ways. Like, I wouldn't go in for a Goblin Drill on defense against Graveyard too many times, but... as you guys can see, if you drop your cannon in the spot that I did, it's able to shut down the bowlers, the Valkyries, whatever is going towards my tower, and afterward, lock onto the graveyard skeletons there. It's absolutely absurd how strong the Mighty Miner can be even when he's under-leveled. Level 13, killed a Valkyrie and an Ice Wizard. Also, I don't think I'll ever get that freeze out of my mind. I cannot believe that that dude decided to go for an Ice Wizard freeze on offense. Team Liquid's Igor, aka Stardust, finished number 3 in the world with this Mortar Cycle deck. He was consistently switching it up, switching up the poison for Fireball, maybe even a Zap instead, which he lost his last game with, and usually using archers, but sometimes also using Musketeer in their place. If you guys don't end up having Golden Knight, you can always run Dark Prince or Valkyrie, but obviously Golden Knight is a lot better. This is an extremely annoying cheap cycle deck that will bombard your opponents with mortar shots, fire spirits at the river, miners going in the tower to pull back your opponent's units so then the Golden Knight can connect to everything. If you play this deck perfectly, you're going to probably win every game you play. So let's go jump right into a game. All right, so we got a game against Andy, and this is my favorite deck out of all the 5 that we're going to be playing today. It's just right up my alley. It's kind of the strategy that I'm most familiar with. Spamming relentlessly with your Miner Cycle. And the thing is, there's so many different accommodations that you can do with the deck. If you guys want to play a little bit more aggressively and make predictions, you want to run Fireball instead of the Poison. If you guys hate playing against Logbait, run Zap instead of running the Poison. And if you guys want to run a more defensive version, you can run the version that is Musketeer instead of the Archers, and then also Skeletons instead of Bats. I personally prefer that one because I really like Musketeer as a card, and I love having multiple distractions to bridge ban players. But that's not the one that Igor ran, so I'm not able to run it. I'm going to be showing you guys the one that he played the most. And this is a higher skill cap one because high risk, high reward with the Bats. If you're able to defend and distract your opponent a lot with Archers and maybe even Miners on defense and then using your Golden Knight to the best of your ability, you're able to get so much value with the Bats on offense with your Miner. Obviously, Skeletons do not do the amount of damage that the Bats do. Okay, P.E.K.K.A.'s going to die. Thank goodness. I was really cutting that close. As you guys can see, if you don't play that perfectly, you're going to take a lot of damage. Specifically because you don't have the distraction of Skeletons. So it makes bridge spam matchups way, way tougher. And for me personally, because I'm not as good as Igor, I will always be running Skeletons if I have the choice. He's going to go for Ram Rider here. So I think I can... Oh, this is going to be tough, right? I think I have to go in for like a Fire Spirit and then go for Archers, get some damage, and then go Golden Knight. So it looks like we're going to be able to win that interaction. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Did you guys see that? How did the Baby Dragon retarget off of the Archers onto the... I'm not going to question that because that was really lucky, but that should have killed my Archers, right? Oh my gosh, Archers are just going to stay alive forever. That's beautiful. And now he doesn't have... Yeah, he doesn't have Snowball. He doesn't have Ewiz, so... How's he going to counter this besides Baby Dragon? He has to go Barber in the middle. Yeah, he has no elixir. This guy's dry right now. We're going to make him cry. That's what's up. That was awesome. We're here. So you always want to make sure that you accommodate your opponent's card cycle. Like, this is one of those decks that if you know what your opponent's card cycle is, you can abuse it and really make them sad.
Hello, how are you?
We're going to Fire Spirit here, so the Baby Dragon locks onto that, and maybe we can kill the Baby Dragon. I'm the Ewiz counter with Poison, and then I think I can get a Golden Knight down here afterward and then go in for Bats. So this is how Igor would play, right? But he would even play better than me. That's the thing. So we're going to go in for a Fire Spirit, have the Bat tank, and then the Fire Spirit is going to lock on Baby D. I don't think this is necessarily going to be the best decision for me, but I'm going to go in for a Mortar just so that we can, you know, maybe have the Baby Dragon lock onto that, and then hopefully the Mortar connects to the tower here. Great Bandit on his end. That was a very nice decision to force out Elixir on the other side and maybe even get a dash. Oh, it doesn't happen. All right, he's going to go in for like a P.E.K.K.A. here probably. You don't let that dash? Oh. I was really close. I was like, oh man, we got him. I feel it right now. I'm sensing it. Didn't work out the way we wanted. So I'm going to go in for a Mortar on defense, which I don't like doing ever. Really dislike doing this. That's a great play. If that doesn't go towards what we wanted to, that would be terrible for me. I should be able to get Bats down and then go in for a Golden Knight ability just to be able to finish off the P.E.K.K.A. Ooh, did he outplay me? I said before, this is like one of the toughest matchups, and I think we might lose this one. He's playing super, super well. Wish I had Skeletons here. I'm not even going to cap out here, guys. Really wish I had the little Larrys. All right, we're going to go in for the Golden Knight ability. No, it's just going to get killed by a P.E.K.K.A. He's going to P.E.K.K.A. Ooh. Yeah, I'll just Mortar here, I guess. I can't necessarily get too much value. If he wants the Lightning, I think it would be an overcommitment, so I don't think he will. I want to go in for a Loggerino just to be able to finish that off, and then... Ooh, oh my gosh, is that not going to die? Oh! That's not a vibe. That is definitely not what we want to see. If that doesn't die, then I die. That was tragic, man. You are playing this so well right now. You're a really good player. All right, so I think he might go in for a P.E.K.K.A., and he does. I got to go like Archers at the river and then go for a Poison on the Ewiz. Yeah, I made a prediction that was pretty good, but he's going to Lightning me, and I'm probably going to lose the game. So, I mean, I think I played this about as well as I could have, guys. I definitely am not as good as Igor would be with this deck, and I think I'm going to take the loss right there to the Ram Rider. Or...
Don't give me hope.
Or 1 HP in a dream. 1 HP in a dream. Nah, 1 HP in a meme. GG, well played, and peace out to our opponent. Pleasure playing against you. As you guys can see, if you have the distractions of Skeletons, this matchup becomes a lot easier. There were just way too many moments where that Bandit or P.E.K.K.A. got too close to me, and at the end, it did me dirty. Also, probably should have been able to defend against the Ram Rider a bit more effectively. In that matchup, if you scale into the late game, you're going to have a pretty bad time. But this deck is played at the top of the world for good reason. If you play it perfectly, you will win every game. Furcon used this Royal Giant deck to great success last season, and he was able to finish number 2 in the world with this deck. He had Fisherman and Hunter for phenomenal defense against any ground card, while being extremely annoying on offense with the Archer Queen and the Royal Ghost to always go invisible. This would definitely not be a deck that I would want to face, especially if someone played it well. well. I feel like I'd never be able to break through, and then whenever my opponent's units come at me, they just go invisible, and I'll be like, yeah, you know, I just can't deal with that. Also, Royal Giant with Lightning and Double Elixir, always able to break through your opponent's buildings, so that's definitely going to be a problem in the late game. There were so many different versions of Royal Giant at the top of the ladder last season, with Mighty Miner, Archer Queen, Skeleton King. It is the best win condition to use with every single champion. But if you don't have any champions, I would highly encourage you to play this deck on the screen right now. It just has a quicker cycle with skeletons and a more reliable air defense with Fireball, and it was consistently played in the top 200 in the world last season. So let's go jump right into the action and pulverize opponents with Royal Giant Lightning. Hey, so jumping into this one, I honestly feel like it's a raised up arena, or the Infinite Elixir arena. This is such an uncomfy arena to play in. I'm not used to it. Let me know down below in the comment section if you guys think it's like the Infinite Elixir arena, or at least the Raged Up arena. I don't know. I've only seen this in like clan war battles, to be honest with you guys. So fortunately for us, we get a really, really good start with the Golden Knight coming down out of cycle, and then he has to spend more elixir on top of the Royal Ghost. Usually with this type of deck, and you're playing against the 3 Musketeer player, you want to be able to lightning on the collectors, but I don't know if I'm able to do that. I feel like I have to focus on defending first and foremost. So I'm going to go for a Hunter here. He's not going to be able to shoot our tower. I think the Heal Spirit's going to heal up the Hunter. Oh, it doesn't. Barely. Are you kidding me? That is the luckiest interaction of my life. If the Heal Spirit popped off, I might have just lost the game. Please go invisible. Please go invisible. If you're invisible, you can't get seen by the Golden Knight, and then the Golden Knight doesn't dash on you. Pro tactics out here. Archer Queen fully counters Golden Knight every single time. It's phenomenal. So I'm going to go in for a Fisher Boy here. I don't think I activate King Tower, but it's worth trying. I've never really used Fisherman that much. Oh, that was a bad play. It's going to kill everything. That was a really bad play. Like, that was top 10 anime betrayals of the Fisherman. You're like, oh, you're going to activate King Tower. And then I realized that the shots don't pierce through like a Magic Archer or anything else. It just like stops. It all just got destroyed. And the Fisher Boy was the meat shield. I'm sorry, Fisherman. You deserved a better life. You deserved more respect out here. Oh man, after that loss against Mega Knight, I feel like I should be playing better than this, but here we are, guys. We're vibing. I can Lightning. Don't think it's necessarily going to be the best play, because then I wouldn't have anything for the Elixir Collector, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax. I'll go for a Loggerino, and then I think I got to go in for a Fisher Boy. So I'm going to take a ton of damage to the right-hand side, but it's the side that I want him to start to spam into more so. I don't want him to go other lane. I want to be able to defend, and then get Archer Queen value and Royal Ghost value, and then go for a Royal Giant afterwards. So kind of just hoping he continues to spam in the right-hand side and be a potato, but yeah, there it is. That's exactly what we're hoping for. Awesome. I'm going to go in for Electro Spirit. We've got Royal Ghost. We've got a lot of stuff coming down the right-hand side, and I think I'm going to win the game on the counter push here. So maybe I'm, you know, being a little bit overzealous and saying that I'm in a great spot, but I believe it out here, guys. So I'm going to go for a Lightning on his units instead. I think that's going to be better. And then I've got Archer Queen at full HP. So he can't do anything about that. Both of my units are going undercover. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's a little bit stupid how good this deck can be on offense. Like, there's not much that compares to this deck's offensive potential. All my cards are undercover, so you can't even... Oh, he hit it because of the splash damage. Well, I spoke a little bit too soon, my dudes. But the Royal Giant is able to pop off. I've got Royal Ghost here. I've got Electro Spirit. I've got Log. I think I have everything that I could possibly need to stop the Royal Hogs. So I will walk away with a dominant W as long as I get a Log down here with the Electro Spirit. And that should put us in the win. GG. Well played. Peace out, buddy. Pleasure playing against you. As you guys can see, the double invisibility with this deck is way too much for most of your opponents to deal with. Having Royal Ghost and Archer Queen always go invisible on opponents is utterly obnoxious. Doom destroyed the competition and finished #1 in the world as the best player in Clash Royale last season. And he did it with Lava Hound. So it's surprising to see 2 Lava Hound decks in the top 5 for me, especially when I haven't seen it in so long. If you guys want to play a Lava Hound deck that doesn't have any champions, definitely play the #5 deck. But this deck works wonderfully. The synergy with Skeleton King and Tombstone is phenomenal. When you go for a Lava Hound in the back and your opponent spams in the other side, you defend with Tombstone. And then the Skeleton King collects all the souls from your opponent's units that were spammed at you and your own skeletons, and throw them back at your opponent for even more value. Speaking from experience, this is one of the most difficult decks to defend in the entire game, and I hate playing against it. So it's time to join the dark side and assert dominance. So we absolutely wrecked opponents with the Royal Giant deck. Let's see how the #1 deck in the world last season will fare up against this guy. Okay, so he's going to go in for a Bomber right out of the jump. Usually, Lava Hound decks into Goblin Drill is always a good vibe, especially if you're able to arrow away their defenses like Bomber and just get a lot of value with the Skeleton King, right? So I'm going to arrow on top of the bats. I think he's going to have Valkyrie or Dark Prince, but I still think it's worth popping the ability. Maybe I'm crazy for doing this, but usually skeletons will spawn under the tower, forcing out even more elixir from my opponent. Also, the Fly Machine doesn't cross the river, so then I can go for a Miner here. It's going to kill the Dark Prince, and then I think that the Miner is going to tank for the Fly Machine as well. So this is amazing. We're able to bait out a Bandit, get more elixir from our opponent. The Fly Machine still doesn't cross the river. That's why it's one of the most obnoxious cards in the game, and it gave me unlimited value in this match. So every single time I can, I'm going to go for Skeleton Dragons just because they're going to be, you know, floating in the air like they just don't care. And no matter how many goblins you have, they don't fare, dude. They're just going to get drawn down to the depths of despair. Okay, that's enough rhyming, but it was a lot of fun when I did that. I love just wordplay in general. I'm going to go in for a Tombstone here, and then I probably should have dropped the Skeleton King a little bit earlier because then I would have been able to collect all the souls for my own skeletons. I could also go in for the Lava Hound in the back and then build up a big push. That's generally what you want to do when your opponent's, you know, bridge spam potential is quite limited. You can't go into the Tombstone because, I mean, are you really going to spend elixir to do that? What do you want to do? You're going to go and cycle a Bandit or bridge spam in the other side, allowing me to use the Fly Machine in the middle to snipe it and then go in the same side that we want. I'm going to go in for a Mega Minion here because I think it's just better to drop air cards. They're going to be able to kill the bats a little bit faster and also give me the ability to afford the Miner instead of going for a Skeleton King, which would have cost 4 elixir instead of the 3 Mega Minions. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep spamming air cards because it doesn't seem like he has a single answer in his entire deck. And I think I'm going to 3-crown him. That's how this deck operates. If your opponent doesn't have a good answer, you just say, hello, I'm happy about that. And then the Flying Machine doesn't even die to the rocket too. That's so dumb. I love this deck with every fiber of my existence. If you guys want to play a Lava Hound deck that absolutely wrecks people, especially Goblin Drill, which is one of the most dominant decks at top ladder, this is going to be the deck for you. I'm going to arrow that away. I think that the goblins are going to get destroyed by the Skeleton King again, and we're going to go and reign our supreme throne and make you moan with the Flying Machine locking on to everything, brother. This is one of those decks like that if you don't have an answer to, it automatically wrecks you. I can go for Mega Minions here. I'm just going to 3-crown him just for the fun of it. I don't think there's any reason for us not to. The Mega Minion's going to lock onto the tower. He's not going to be able to stop that. The Lava Hound is also going to give us a lot of value. If we arrow the Skeleton Dragons lock on, you're not able to 3-crown me, but I can't say the same about you, like what we're doing to you right now, my dude. It's awesome. The Skeleton Dragon gives us the last hit, and we walk away with a win. GG, well played, and peace out. Thanks for adding to my Pass Route Crown Chest. Like, subscribe for more daily content, and have an awesome rest of your day.